Mods, let me know if I need to adjust it. I'll do my best here.
Okay. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For early access to new videos, over 60 exclusive videos, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. As I mentioned in the intro, this box the searchers discovered is revealing, but not because of its contents. We've only seen a glimpse of that. Instead, it's because of how Lily and Jack's parents reacted to its discovery. But just in case you're new here and haven't seen my earlier Lily and Jack Sullivan videos or don't know who their parents are,
don't forget, we've got eye candy for the ladies. I know you didn't forget about Deception Detective there. We love him because of what he says, not because how he looks. Right, ladies?
Don't worry, I'll catch you up in a minute. For now, let's just get straight into this update.
So we're organizing a search for Jack and Lily Sullivan. We are relying on community members.
Okay, he's breaking this down. That's why I didn't show the whole 5-minute video earlier, but I also am going to gift the membership. So please, please, please make sure that you have your options to get a membership on, and I'll gift one. All right. My girl, thank you. DD is Jay, is DD the hottie? Yes. Deception Detective is the eye candy. Yep, all eye candy. I know how you ladies work. Eye candy is always nice for all of us, right? All right, let's keep going.
To come and join those efforts. We're going to offer like a little bit of shooting from the hip training on walking along looking for evidence. We've had about 40 people volunteer, but overnight you've had some people drop out. So I would be over the moon if 30 people showed up. Your safety does come first. We are looking for the kids, but your safety comes first. I would say mostly family and friends, and then there's just like concerned members of the community that wanted to get involved and help search, and this is their opportunity to get that. We were not going to get involved. We were trying to stay far away from this because we felt that the RCMP were heavily involved, search and rescue was heavily involved. They were doing a bang-up job from what we could see from the outside looking in, and as soon as you start having conversations with the family, when any family member fills out an intake with "please bring me home," we always get involved in some capacity. We never say no.
Before we even get into what these searchers actually found, there's something revealing about the searchers themselves. Eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed that Lily and Jack's parents, Malia Brooks Murray and Daniel Martell, are nowhere to be seen in that search group, nor are any of their relatives. In fact, the only family member I could spot was their estranged grandmother, Belinda. And based on how that search director talked about anytime a family member contacts you rather than a family, I'm pretty sure she's the one who reached out and did so all by herself. And I think that's because she, like us, genuinely doesn't know what happened to Lily and Jack, so she's curious about it and trying to pursue any avenue she can to find out. If you've binge-watched my entire playlist about this case, you'll know she's the only relative who I've analyzed who I'm pretty sure has no idea what happened.
And I'm going to have to agree here. Large Marge! Tell him Marge sent ya! Lacey, what's up? You got a membership? I'm glad you did. Wild Wolf, rest in peace to Meanie, forever 15. He was 18. Oh, what did I miss? All right, let me take a look back at chat in a minute. Don't forget, guys, hit that like button. We've got quite a few people in here, which is nice. It's nice to see people watching true crime instead of on the trauma channels, because we want to bring attention, especially to this case, Jack and Lily. It's been 270 days and not a lot of coverage anymore.
I'll link that video below so you can watch it later. All right, pay close attention to this next part.
This, by far, has been the most difficult to manage during the search because you're having to check in with each team every 30 minutes and things come up. You have to go and talk to property owners who are upset that we're there.
I will have you charged for
Do it.
This has been by far one of the more difficult ones to manage from a safety perspective. Now that I've been here.
And you got to remember, in an area like that where, yes, no drama here. It's all about justice for the victims and talking amongst each other in a respectful way. Large Marge, tell Large Marge sent ya. All right. Let's go.
I'm, even in my own mind, trying to comprehend how it can be possible that these kids wandered off and they haven't been found, especially after being in there and seeing all the flagging tape and hearing from all the property owners that we spoke with what the searching has been done. I'm having a really hard.
And you have to be careful in areas like that because people do run their own. They're basically their own law enforcement. Law enforcement is small in towns or places like that. Even out in California, if you go into a certain town and people don't know you, they'll go out there and sit out there with their guns on the porch, like, hey, do something. Or you go walk into an area that it's like they govern their own area. And especially when you got mathematicians and you know that there's probably areas where they're making it, they do not want you there. They don't care who you are or what you're doing. They're just going to shoot and ask questions later. That's just how it works. So it is scary for searchers to maybe run into something or someone that doesn't want them looking around, right? Because we don't know. We don't know if it was Daniel Malaya. We don't know if it was one of the neighbors that crossed over, saw the kid. I mean, we really don't know.
Hard time fathoming that probability now that I've seen it for myself.
And what makes you say that?
Many things, but I think most importantly it is the amount of effort that search and rescue has put forward to try and find these kids and how quick they were able to start that process. I just find it more unlikely by the minute today that they had wandered. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just I after seeing it, I can't understand how they wouldn't have been found that first day.
Sadly, what he's saying here is true, and one of the reasons I think there was certainly foul play in this case, as well as so many of the other cases we've analyzed on the channel where a kid disappears without a trace. The faster the search happens, the more expansive it is, and the more intensive it is, the more suspicious it is when no evidence is found. Here's how I put it in a video in another series on my channel. This is about Gus Lamont. He vanished without a trace under suspicious circumstances in the Australian outback rather than the Nova Scotia.
Oh my God, I've wanted to cover that case, but so many things have trumped it, and it's clear that Gus isn't coming back and somebody close did it, but that's for another day. They said they passed the lie detector test, Sweet Leaf. Absolutely. When I say they, Daniel and Malaya, but you got to remember mathematicians and people that maybe take whatever Xanax, it's not accurate if you're on something. Okay. And it's hard to get accuracy if somebody's doing something. You can't, like putting someone in a chair that's drunk. I don't know how well that's going to go, but we didn't see official word. They just told us. What's up, twin mommy boys? Good to see you, Melissa. All right.
Wilderness.
Keith Noble has lived in the area all his life and knows the missing boy's family.
Well, that's something that's got me beat how a little 4-year-old could get too far away from the place before they found traces of him. Has got me beat.
It's a huge area, and yet no evidence has been found, even though there's been a very detailed and lengthy search by police and other experts to try and locate Gus. So this is a particularly unusual case that they've searched for so long, and yet nothing has been discovered.
And guys, this also reminds me, I don't know if you've seen the Gus Lamont case at all. Deception Detective is comparing this to Jack and Lily. Searchers tried to go on the property where Gus Lamont's grandma, whatever, I think it's the grandma is a transgender. It gets complicated in the Gus Lamont case. And she does not want them on the property. She comes out with her shotgun and says, "Get off my property." Again, that sounds like Chris and Katie Proudfoot that we listened to those interviews, a month ago, where they were threatening the private eye to get off their damn effing property. All right. Remember that. When you don't want someone around and you don't look and you don't want them to look, there's a reason.
To indicate where Gus may be.
That criminologist and even that local gentleman are both correct. The longer the search goes on and the more extensive it is, the more suspicious it is that there's no trace of where Gus went. Even if he ran away or an animal attacked him or an accident befell him or someone kidnapped him, I would expect some evidence at least to turn up by now. So the complete lack of any evidence at all, paired with the family's odd reticence about even asking for help finding him, suggests to me at least a subsequent cover-up, no matter what the actual cause of his disappearance was. The suspicious pittance of evidence of where a 4-year-old toddler went and the parents' reluctance to even ask for help. Like I said, I think Belinda is the one who asked for these searchers to come, not Lily and Jack's parents.
See? And guys, 2, that is an anomaly. That is rare that's ever going to happen, that 2 children are going to go missing, just disappear. Well, children don't disappear. All right. All right, guys, hit that like button, subscribe, share. Now we're going to get, as soon as we're with this, we're going to go back to Malaya. All right, which is very important in my opinion. Jay, that was TV reporter, not searcher. Oh, thank you, Little Miss Sharon. Wow, that's all sus. Total a drug deal. She was a journalist. Well, we're talking about Private Eye, and you're talking about the journalist on Gus Lamont's property. Regardless, you want a journalist. If your child or grandchild is missing, you want all the attention to get out there. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't give a crap if you're a journalist. I want you there to get the word out. All right.